You woke up this morning, and you knew what day it was. You knew. But you didn't say anything. You didn't post anything. You didn't make plans. You just got up, made coffee, started the day like any other. And when someone remembered and said, "Happy birthday," something inside you went quiet. Not grateful quiet, not embarrassed quiet, something deeper than that, something that didn't quite know how to receive it. And the strange part? You told yourself you were fine with it, that birthdays are just days, that the whole thing is overrated anyway. But were you, though? Were you really fine? Because I think there's something underneath that I don't care about my birthday that most people never look at closely enough. And today, we're going to look at it together. Picture someone, maybe you, maybe someone you love, sitting at their desk on their birthday. Notifications trickle in, a few texts from family, maybe a post on their wall from someone they haven't spoken to in years. And instead of feeling warm, they feel strange, almost uncomfortable. Like the attention doesn't fit them right, the way a jacket fits wrong across the shoulders. They reply with "thank you" and a period. Not an exclamation point, a period, because even in the reply, they're keeping it small. By evening, nothing special has happened. They didn't want anything special to happen, and yet when they turn off the light and lie in the dark, there's something, a quiet ache they can't quite name. Not disappointment exactly, not loneliness exactly. Something older than both of those things. What is that feeling? Where does it come from? That's what I want to untangle for you. Here's what psychology tells us about people who downplay their own birthdays. And it's not what most people assume. The first assumption is that they're humble, grounded, too mature for all the fuss. And sometimes, yes, that's true. Some people genuinely have a relaxed relationship with their birthday and feel completely at peace with it. But there's another kind of birthday minimizer. And this one is far more common, far more quietly complex. This person didn't wake up one day and decide birthdays were meaningless. They arrived at that conclusion through experience, through the slow accumulation of moments where the day meant something to them and it didn't land the way they hoped, where they expected to feel seen and instead felt like they were taking up too much space just by wanting to be celebrated. Psychologists call this expectation withdrawal. When the pain of hoping becomes too familiar, the mind does something brilliant and protective. It stops hoping. It tells itself the thing doesn't matter. It builds a wall of indifference around the wound so nothing else can touch it. "I don't care about my birthday" is sometimes the most polished version of "I learned not to." Now I want you to pause for a moment and ask yourself something honestly. When did you stop making your birthday a big deal? Was it gradual? Or was there a specific time? A year when the day passed and something inside you quietly closed? For a lot of people, there's a moment. A birthday where no one showed up the way they needed, where the people they loved most forgot, or minimized, or made it about something else entirely. And on the surface, that person said, "It's fine. It doesn't matter." But underneath, something shifted. A quiet recalibration. A silent decision. "I won't need this anymore." And the mind is so good at protecting us that it eventually convinces us the decision was a choice, not a wound. That's worth sitting with. Here's something that might sound counterintuitive. The people who are most dismissive of their own birthdays are often the ones who feel everything most deeply. They're not indifferent people. They're oversensitive people wearing indifference like armor. They're the ones who remember everyone else's birthday, who show up with the right gift, the right words, the right presents, who make other people feel genuinely seen on their day because they know intimately what it feels like when no one does. They give what they never felt safe asking for, and they do it so consistently, so naturally, that the people around them never even think to ask, "But who does this for you?" This is one of the quietest forms of self-abandonment there is. Not dramatic, not loud, just a steady, practiced habit of putting your own needs at the bottom of the list and calling it low maintenance, calling it easy, calling it fine. Let's talk about real people for a moment. There's the person who, on their 30th birthday, told everyone not to make a fuss, and then sat alone that evening wondering why no one fought them on it. Not because they wanted a party, but because they wanted someone to insist, to say, "You matter enough that we're doing this anyway." There's the person who hasn't told their coworkers their birthday in 4 years, who's watched everyone else get the office cake, the cards, the off-key singing, and quietly decided it's easier not to want it than to want it and be passed over. There's the person who says, I just think it's weird to celebrate the day you were born. You didn't even do anything, and laughs when they say it. But that laugh is doing a lot of heavy lifting. And maybe there's you, reading this, recognizing something in these people that you've never said out loud. Here's the twist. And I need you to really hear this. Some people who treat their birthday like a normal day are not broken. They are not secretly suffering. They genuinely have a peaceful, uncomplicated relationship with the day, and that is completely valid. But some people, and you'll know which one you are, have mistaken numbness for peace. They've been numb to it for so long that the absence of feeling feels like acceptance. It feels like maturity. It feels like they've moved past it. They haven't moved past it. They've buried it. And buried things don't disappear. They just resurface in other places. In the stiffness when someone tries to celebrate them, in the deflection when someone offers them genuine care, in the reflexive, oh, it's nothing, when they receive something that should make them cry with gratitude, but instead makes them want to leave the room. Receiving love is hard when you've trained yourself not to need it. So what do you do with this? You don't have to throw yourself a party. You don't have to make your birthday a national holiday. None of this is about cake and balloons. It's about permission. The quiet, radical act of giving yourself permission to matter. To take up space on one day a year and say, not to the world, just to yourself, this day means something. Not because of what you've accomplished, not because you deserve it more than anyone else, but simply because you are here. And being here, after everything life has put you through, is not nothing. It is actually everything. The people who love themselves don't do it because they've figured something out that others haven't. They do it because at some point they stopped waiting for the world to hand them proof that they were worth celebrating, and they decided to become that proof themselves. You don't have to wait for someone else to insist. You can insist. Not loudly, not publicly, just quietly, privately, in the way you talk to yourself on the day you were born into this world. Let it mean something. If something in this video cracked something open in you, if it named a feeling you've carried for years without a word for it, then you're exactly who this channel was made for. We don't do surface level here. We go into the places most people are afraid to look, and we look together. Subscribe. Share this with someone who always says, I don't care about my birthday, because they might need to hear this more than they'll ever admit. And on your next birthday, even if you do nothing else, do this one thing. Let yourself feel it. All of it. The quiet, the weight, the strange beauty of another year lived. You earned that at least.